is urine produced? The purpose of making urine is to filter out the waste products from the blood, just as CO2 is removed from the blood in the lungs. Nitrogenous waste such as urea or uric acid are removed from blood in the kidneys. It is then no surprise that the basic filtration unit in the kidneys, like in the lungs, is a cluster of very thin walled blood capillaries. Now what they are saying is that the purpose of making urine is to filter out the waste products from the body, such as CO2 is removed from the blood in the lungs. Nitrogenous waste such as urea or uric acid are removed from the blood in the kidneys. It is then no surprise that the basic filtration until in the kidneys, like in the lungs, is a cluster of a very thin walled blood capillaries, and they are the cluster of very thin walled blood capillaries. Each capillary cluster in the kidney is associated with the cup-shaped end of a collided tube called the Bowman's capsule, and each capillary is cluster in the kidney is associated with the cup-shaped end. Now it is having the cup-shaped end in the kidney associated with the cup-shaped end of a coiled tube called the Bowman's capsule. Each kidney has a large numbers of these filtration units called the nephrons packed close together. Some substances in the initial filtrate such as glucose, amino acids, salts and a major amount of water are selectively reabsorbed as the urine flows along the tube. Now as the urine flows along this tube, what happens? Some substances in the initial filtrate such as glucose, amino acids, salts and a major amount of water are selectively reabsorbed as the urine flows from the water. The amount of water reabsorbed depends on how much excess water there is in the body and how much of the dissolved waste there is to be excreted from the body. The urine forming in each kidney eventually enters a long tube. The urine that is formed in each kidney is eventually enters a long particular tube, the ureter. This is the ureter which I have shown you. Urine is stored in the urinary bladder until the pressure of the expanded bladder leads to the urge to pass it out through the urethra. The bladder is muscular, so it is under the nervous control. As we have discussed elsewhere, as a result, we can usually control the urge to urinate so that it can store in the urinary bladder and it passes through the urethra. It is formed in the kidneys. It then passes through the long tubes called ureters. Then these are stored in the urinary bladder and then they are passed through the urethra. So a question arises here that how is urine formed? The urine is formed in the kidneys, transported with the help of long tubes that becomes filtrate and passes the amino acids, glucose, etc. into the urinary bladder, and then from urinary bladder the urine is excreted out from the body.